InControl Gaming versus Splatoon Sucks. Let's take a look here at what the teams will be bringing into this fight. Pretty much the same composition from InControl Gaming, and it looks like we're seeing a lot of what we predicted earlier as well. Kazuki playing a blaster, Red playing a pro. Boneless going to be using another frontline weapon to support Brand there. Both teams using very meta-strong picks.
Hello, Boneless. Have you met Fizzy Bomb? Yeah, we saw Boneless actually going down to the Fizzy Bomb right at the beginning there. Brand's actually going to be able to stop it before it gets too bad, but actually it looks like Splatoon Sucks is actually gaining more control here, but Biscuit's really holding down top mid could slow down this push.
Slow it down here, but again, you saw right there, Brand was able to win a great 1v1 to take both zones by yourself, so that's what you were talking about there when you said it kind of acts as one zone instead of two. A little bit more of a neutral state now. They've kind of fought back. They now know that Brand is there, so Brand needs to move up and does. Great maneuvering between those shots. Not able to do the same, however, to Biscuit's Inkjet.
Ooh. That's, that Inkjet actually weakening two more people on the side of Splatoon Sucks here. Actually going to be able to double team that person, go one down, but InControl Gaming has really just gained back control of this one here. It's two down on both sides, but InControl still looks like they have most of the turf control.
They do. They have all control of Bridge. They don't seem to have... Splatoon Sucks does not seem to have a great answer for Birch's ballpoint. I know we haven't seen a ton of individual plays being made by Birch, but you have to understand that everything they're doing is predicated on getting around Birch, and that's why that weapon is so strong, because it's so versatile and it moves around so well. Yeah,
basically just separate from all other backliners, basically. Ballpoint just has a really survivability that's just kind of unmatched. And as we say that, yeah, we see Birch actually trading at close range. Biscuit with a nice 180 direct there, doing a little bit of a dancing for the camera.
Little show, I like it, nothing wrong with it, and I think that's probably going to walk us down here. I don't think any of the members are going to be able to get close to the zone. As I say that, somebody snuck a bomb in there, but it is not going to be enough. And you saw there, Brand, who was sharking around there, finally got the pick onto Birch, and what happened? Oh, somebody's right there next to him to close the deal on that one.
Yeah.
The coordination there, just too much. But I will say that that is one of the more closed maps. I feel that once you get control, it can be very difficult to break out on that map. So maybe a change of scenery will be what Splatoon Sucks needs to put up a better fight this next game.
Yeah, given the kind of more mid-rangey comp that they seem to be running, I'm wondering if maybe like a just a more open map would kind of suit them. Because I know Starfish is really nice for midliners. There's basically, we often see like Buckets, Rapids, even Pro occasionally come out here. This is just a good map overall.
I think that whenever you run both a Pro and a Rapid, I know I mentioned this earlier, it's tricky because they both play the same general positioning, right? Anytime, not all the time, you'd want a Pro at the same spot as a Rapid, but they're playing it around the same range, they're doing around the same sort of thing. So it becomes difficult when you have two weapons trying to perform the same role because, again, look at the aggression that InControl Gaming has on their side. They're not trying to play mid-range and positioning. They're trying to make their position your dead body, and that's where they're going to stay. They're going to put their stealth jumps in. They're going to run back. They're going to keep putting pressure on you. And if you do find a way around one, they're there to clean up. Birch is there to punish. And if you get to Birch, someone's there to punish you. So I would like to see maybe a more aggressive composition this time coming out of Splatoon Sucks. I know this is strong for mid-range on this map, but at some point I think you have to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. You need someone to basically, like, if you're midliners, you can maybe paint up the stage and stand on the stage, but you're too terrified to try and go to the edge. You need someone to play aggressive. And actually, a really interesting comp coming out. They have a Range Blaster instead of the Rapid and a Vanilla Splash-O-Matic.
Inkjet City, that is going to be building it up quick, which we talked earlier about how strong Inkjet is on this map. But I think more than anything, too, man, Toxic Mist is good on Rainmaker. It is so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, and actually, this map in particular, I actually haven't mentioned it, but this map in particular, just the narrow paths that the Rainmaker can go down, throwing Toxic Mist actually blocks the entirety of either one of them. So you can just toss it in, and what might initially be like free points or an easy push, the Rainmaker just suddenly has other ideas about where to go, but Birch just taking it up all the way to 23.
Yeah, get the points you can when you can get them, and Red losing that 1v1. An explosion there, someone snuck around back. It was Brand keeping this one alive. But again, just too much firepower coming in, and you know the jumps are going to be coming in too. As I say that, however, Biscuit is going to jump out. I guess they figure they've got all they can from this one.
Yeah, and I think that's a good decision overall. Basically, it's so hard to just get up that last little ramp when you don't outnumber the enemy team. Sometimes you need to basically have a flank, but actually InControl's pressuring this Rainmaker extremely well. They already have one in the pits of Splatoon Sucks here.
Yeah, this is just... and when they jump back in that situation, what they're saying is, we are not going to give up mid. Maybe we could get another cheeky push in there, but we are not going to give up mid because we know that if we do, we're going to continue putting pressure on you. And fortunately for them, a bomb is coming in, but I think this is a foregone conclusion at this point as InControl Gaming takes it again with relentless pressure. I don't even think Splatoon Sucks got to see the middle of the map that game.
No, they really did not. As soon as the Rainmaker popped, they basically were just, they had their backs against the wall. And while like a mid-rangey comp, like once again they had a mid-rangey comp, and while that sometimes can be nice as like a defensive wall, like it's just a wall of pain you don't want to approach when someone else is shooting, but without any like specific ways to get kills, it can be so hard to just push back in.
Right, and that's why we said it needs to be aggressive, because you can push your way back in if you have a weapon that's capable of doing that. And yeah, the mid-rangey comp, I think the Range Blaster is a good pick in a lot of situations, and I think on that map it can be a strong one too, but there's just too much pressure coming in. They need to find a way to at least equalize some of that pressure and have weapons that don't immediately fold under that pressure. So I would say Brand's not going to switch off of a frontliner. That is what he is doing. That is what he is good at. B has tried 2 different ones. I think it's a matter of either Kazuki or Red switching to a weapon that can complement that a little bit better, or someone going full backliner to try to stifle some of the pressure. But Tower Control, Anchovy Games, this is another map that can snowball very quickly.
Yeah, once you get up onto the plat, like onto the fan, the pushing team really just kind of has the upper hand. So I'm wondering if maybe like, so I think the double mid-range is a little bit weird, but if one of those is like an H3 or something for more supporting or painting, like maybe dually squelchers, I think that's the comp could turn into something that works.
Splatoon Sucks going to try their best to make sure that Fusion and I don't get to watch 3 3-0s on set and commentate them together. Not going to be much switching here from InControl Gaming. Why would they?
Oh, wow.
And
they've given in, actually. It's a more meta-looking comp coming out from Splatoon Sucks here. Kazuki's still in the Range Blaster, but with the T-Tech and the Kensa dualies, I think they're really embracing the kind of aggressive play.
They are, and I love the pick of Red switching over here to the custom Jet Squelcher as well. Yes, it makes sense because of Tower Control, and Stingray, but also one way to help support your team is Burst Bombs, as we see right here.
Yeah, the Burst Bombs really are like the 5th teammate, and with...
That's good. I'm going to seal that too.
Yeah, but with 2 aggressive weapons, a Range Blaster and Burst Bombs coming in from the back line, it could really do some damage. That Stingray is not going to actually stop InControl's push here. So without any specials, this is looking a little bit tricky for Splatoon Sucks to defend.
It is. They need to not give the knockout punch away right here, though. They can give up a couple points if it means not going down. And it looks like they still haven't been able to get that many of them. How has InControl stayed alive this long?
Yeah, they're... I guess one of the things about Jet Squelcher is it's a little bit inaccurate, so when you try and shoot people on tower, you tend to not get every one of the shots before they're able to duck back into cover. And it's really just been the Jet Squelcher and like one member of Splatoon Sucks coming back in, but finally they're able to stop that push.
Yeah, that was worrisome there. But now they've got a chance to push forward here. You see Bran is already in aggressive position, needs to find this pick onto Quake. And no, again, not really able to do it. This is good, but now I wonder how far up this Inkjet is going to be able to be used here. You see they're going to wait out the rest, knowing that only losing 1 to that isn't a horrible situation, because they have the Stingray ready to stifle any momentum at this checkpoint.
Oh, yeah. So using the Stingray to not necessarily like directly on the tower, but really to just clear off the plat to open it up for InControl to take it back. So just really good play there overall. Good coordination coming back in, and stopping it actually at 74 is really hard on this map.
It is. And, you know, again, having the Stingray and making it possible for you to hold people at that first checkpoint really changes the entire dynamic of the way the map is played.
And InControl using their specials a tiny bit early here. They still are holding on to the baller, but I feel like this push is going to come to an end very quickly.
Yeah, it's going to slow on. You see them jumping back here. They aren't letting any of them go down early, right? They're trying to shift positions here and at least keep as much pressure as they can on the opponent. You see Biscuit taking out B there in that situation. Brain is going to get the punish, but again, it's just too much mid-control, and Brain can't do it all by himself.
Yeah. Basically, Seafood Sorbet, or sorry, InControl really is... has just not... They've been sharking, basically, in this entire mid-area the entire time. They haven't let Splatoon Sucks basically drop down at all, and they seem to be going down a little bit one at a time, it seems like, on the pushback in. Basically, Seafood Sorbet has just been using their specials defensively extremely well, and just look at how far back the tower is. This is more of just like a defensive push.
They have protected... I'm glad that you're saying that, because you're 100% correct. This has been one of the most defensive pushes I've ever seen. They have just not ceased control of mid. That is what everything they have done has been predicated on. They know their opportunities are going to come to them. And look at that positioning that Ralsei was
jackpot.
in. That was so good. And I know that Ralsei went down there in that situation, but in a lot of instances, that's exactly what you want. They're looking at the tower, and you are waiting for them, knowing where their eyes are going to be. Yeah,
when you're a blaster or machine, you see like 3 people jump in front of you with their backs turned. That's exactly what you want to, where you want to be. And once again, you see like 2 members of InControl watching basically every single exit out of spawn for Splatoon Sucks, just not letting them get out. The tower has just been kind of bouncing back and forth between like the midpoint and like 70 points for half of this game.
This is remarkable. I love the way that they are playing right now, and they have specials on the way. You see 2 already up now, 3 up, and 1 being tossed right there. That's remarkable. When you have 4 to help your push, when you still have control, unreal.
Yeah, and the specials on the side of Splatoon Sucks have just been kind of ineffective. They've been like, okay, it's stopping the tower from moving, but I don't even know if that's what InControl's going for at this point. Like, they just seem to be pushing the tower up to kind of direct Splatoon Sucks' attention a little bit closer into their spawn, basically make it so they can't push out too far.
And I mean, it's forcing them as well to use their specials to play defense, meaning by the time it's time for them to push back, they have no resources to do so. As we see here, Kazuki going to need to pull one of the more miraculous 1v3s I've ever seen in my life to even give them a chance here. Ooh. And that is a rough matchup any day of the week here. Yeah. InControl gonna booyah around here, stingraying a tower that they are currently standing on for added insurance. And a 3-0 in favor of InControl. A fantastic display. And they are punching their ticket into top 12 with an exclamation point.
Yeah, that was really, like, it looked a little bit back and forth at the start, but Seafood Sorbet just really turned the momentum in their favor. And that last game was just really, it's just evidence of how well they were playing defensively. They just made a brick wall right outside Splatoon Sucks' spawn.